But yeah, man.
Yeah,
outside of that,
I'd still been outside arguing. That's hilarious.
Outside of that, I know you want to talk about the Notre Dame running back at the top of the show, so you can go ahead and get to that.
Child abuse, Sierra Wood, former Notre Dame running back, NFL running back, he's facing a murder charge and 28 counts of child abuse in relation to a child. Yeah, murder and 20 counts of child abuse between him and his girlfriend. Used to play in the NFL. Busted up his knee. He played for about 3 different teams. And, yeah, who knows? I think this might be an even bigger problem than, like, women being beaten. Children are being beaten. And it's like, how are you going to hold these players accountable? Like, where does it go after this? Because Tyreek Hill is the only person who's had abuse issues and probably beats their kid. A lot of people probably beat their kids. So if it doesn't get out, no one gets punished.
Hold up. According to this article, James Thrash ran a 4.240.
Where? Where on Madden was it?
I'm just saying. According to this article I found, he ran a 4.240.
Fake one? Go find me James Thrash Madden ratings.
Nobody can find that.
Just say Eagles.
We already looked at
Madden 2006 Eagles team rating.
We already looked at that. But go ahead.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
I found Madden
Not to
ratings.
get you off your point. My bad.
I found Madden
okay.
ratings
Well,
from
to
the
be
year
continued.
2000.
To be continued.
I can tell you Marshall Faulk's Madden rating on Madden 2000.
Go ahead.
It was like 90.
No, I mean finish your point. Sorry.
Oh, but yeah, it'll just be interesting to see where they go from here with this, man. Because, like, what hill are you gonna die on?
Yeah.
In the NFL, as far as abuse goes, you're gonna keep busting people for weed. Because I'm like, yo, I'm just smoking weed so my brain can heal. And this dude is somehow beating his damn kid into the next probably serial killer or whatever, or just abused person. Because, hurt people. And if you go up beating the shit out of your kid, there's a good chance they're going to grow up beating the shit out of somebody else. So, especially these new age parents. And he's young. He's what, not even 25? 26?
Yeah.
He's young. So it's like he could play in the league another 10 years if he stays healthy. And the Chiefs need him. They need him. They can't get rid of him. And apparently he's innocent. And if he has a toxic baby mom,
I'm wondering
what are you gonna do? There's a lot of toxic baby mothers in sports culture.
I'm wondering if this is more of an issue of like just overall our culture being more violent, or if it's just more of like, okay, we're hearing about it now.
People have always had their kids beat.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying to the level now that we're seeing it in the NFL to where it's like,
I think they're gonna micromanage.
It's more than just like, disciplinary and beating them. It's like
people have always been beating their kids since the beginning of time.
No, I know that, but I'm saying it's coming to the next level in the NFL.
Choosing to police it now, and this is where it becomes slippery slope because now you're trying to police someone's family.
Yeah, but it's beyond just hitting someone for family and family's sake. They're putting kids in hospitals. Like,
okay, bro, I'm pretty sure my mom got stories about how she got beat to the point where she probably was.
Yeah, but we don't live in that time anymore. It's a completely different time.
You sure about that?
It's a completely different time.
There's a lady who was playing chicken with her kid and ran the kid over, and the kid's dead, like a 5-year-old kid.
And what happened to her?
She's still in custody. Like they're still. It just happened.
Okay,
like
but she's in custody.
Still, that.
And that's also murder. That's not.
That's child abuse, though.
That's not,
you play chicken with your 5-year-old.
That's even the next degree than what we're talking about.
No, but they all exist.
That's some other shit.
It all exists in the same place.
So what place does it exist in?
Of child abuse.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It's resulted in somebody dying, but it's still child abuse, child endangerment, domestic abuse, all that. Like, so.
But there's levels to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So my issue is.
So what I'm saying
is,
keep policing. What I'm saying is, have we reached a new level, or is it just that we're hearing more about the level that it's always been there?
It's neither. It's now like the NFL is trying to be the moral police and trying to hold people accountable for things in their lives that have nothing to do with football.
No, but I'm saying,
but it affects football because
the NFL's all.
It makes the shield look bad if you beat your kid.
The NFL's been doing that for the past 15 years or whatever. But what I'm saying is now we're hearing about kids getting beat, and we weren't hearing about that before from NFL players. So is it a matter of like they weren't doing it as bad before, or is it a matter of just okay, now it's getting out because we live in a more connected world?
It's getting out.
I'm telling you, it's just like it's not new. Your parents probably got the.
We're not talking about
my parents.
We're not talking about my parents' parents. We're not talking about regular people. We're not talking about everybody.
People though.
We're not talking about everybody though. I'm talking specifically about NFL players.
You realize football players are people too. They have
but I'm talking about specifically NFL players. We're seeing a trend now of like
they're being punished for everything.
This happening, and this didn't happen before.
I think it also not only for NFL players, but for all athletes. But I have seen a big difference in the past years of how we're focusing on the conduct of NFL players beyond the field. So I definitely feel like it's.
But I get what you guys are saying, and I'm not arguing with it. What I'm saying
like
is
you're just arguing in a circle.
What I'm saying is though, because I'm talking about specifically in this context, I'm talking specifically about beating a child to the point to where they have to go to a hospital. And I'm talking specifically in the audience of NFL players. I'm not talking athletes in general. I'm talking about NFL.
NFL players. You didn't hear me. I said NFL players. Even though all specifically NFL players, yes, this is because now we're in a time of the media where we're holding everybody accountable. So I feel like the NFL players are falling in that category as well. So I do believe that. Huh? Oh, sorry. I do believe that they are they're now putting them accountable now. Like, so I guess just. He's right, and you're right. You guys are both right. Like, it was happening before.
Usually the case.
But
it's really just like they're over punishing and overcompensating for the accountability that they're trying to put on people. When it's like it's already too late. Like it's already everything's compromised as far as how you're enforcing these rules, and now you're trying to make them up as you go. It's like Vic with the dog fighting. Like they just kept giving more punishment.
I get what you're saying, but I'm not talking about. Like specifically the NFL's punishment. I'm just saying specifically like
the punishment
we're hearing about the action that's actually happening more so than we were 10 years ago.
I think worse stuff was probably happening 10 years ago.
And that's what I'm asking you. That's literally what I'm asking you.
And that's literally what I've been saying.
So is it an issue of we just don't know, or is it an issue of like, okay,
I've been saying
it's getting beat more. Like kids are getting beat more. Like
there.
NFL players are beating their kids more. Like,
everyone beats their kids though. That's what I'm saying.
Here's my question to you.
It's
what do you mean who knows?
Like I'm saying it's getting out more. Like, you know, we're getting the audio, we're getting the police reports now, like these things are getting out more, or is it just that more people are covering it now and more people are looking into that angle of who players are outside of the field?
I get what you're saying. It's the time and speed of social media.
That's what I'm saying.
20 years in the 90s, if we got our ass beat in a grocery store, no one's finding out about it.
That's what I'm saying.
And I feel like also too, because like I was saying, the way we are today, even like. I know you're talking about specifically NFL, but I'm just going to bring example like our whole presidency thing. Like we want more evidence in like our criminal system now with like police brutality. We have to argue evidence because social media and technology, everybody thinks, oh well, that audio can be fake. This is fake. So I feel like now anything like they're just putting anything out to show like, yo, this is happening. So. In other words, I just feel like because of the social media now, it's just like you're saying, it's just more prevalent and it's more in our face rather than 10 years ago where it's just mainly magazine and people don't really pick up the magazine or really watch TV. I think it's a combination of what everybody's saying. It's like, yeah, this always happened. But it's also like, okay, now there's more media looking into it. And there's more media looking into who people are because, like Henny's saying, the NFL is trying to go on this moral high ground of, like, policing people
After the fact,
because it's like, I guess the biggest cultural shift is like now we have this standard of like football players are like, you know, corporations and they have to operate a certain way, when before in the 90s it was like, you're a football player, you already knew you were a violent dude.
It was just a personality.
You were a violent dude. Like it was what was expected. But now we're kind of trying to make our athletes into like
brands. Everything's about branding. Like I said, I was like, with the whole athletes aren't role model things. It's like, no.
So do you guys think that's making them? It's taking something away from the game and taking something away from the NFL itself, like what NFL means, because now
depends who you ask. It's like,
I think it's just all hypocritical, because I'm pretty sure some of the, like, we don't talk, like Jim Irsay, dude should be in prison right now for at least 30 years with all the drugs and shit he had on him and driving with DUI and all the other stuff. Like, if me, you, or Pete, if any one of us had in the car what he had in the car, we would be in jail for like 30 years. We'd have every charge thrown at us, but he slap on the wrist and some counseling and some rehab, and he's back to being the owner of the Colts, and no one talks about that anymore. But he's had multiple strings and outbursts like that. You look at James Dolan, who had a huge drug problem at one point for the Knicks. Like, all these owners, it doesn't get brought to light their dirty deeds and all the stuff they're doing, but the players.
I mean, that's across business.
There's
though.
this okay, but
that's across business.
I just gave you the NFL example. Like, that's and the Jerry Richardson. Like, you look at all these athletes who have this hyper, with even Cam Newton. These everybody was giving them shit about the $1,500. How often to do $1,500 to switch seats to get a seat on a plane in first class, which is probably way more than $1,500. But whatever. Like, we have this harsh spotlight, this burning.
Why was Cam Newton in coach? Is the best question.
Well, it wasn't the coach. I don't think it was the coach.
No, he was in coach.
Well, they probably overbooked his flight. You know how to play. That's why I hate airplanes, because they probably overbooked his flight. By the way, but
can you imagine 6'5" Cam Newton in those little ass coach seats?
$1,500. I was like, $1,500. I might take it.
But
I'm definitely telling you now. I'll move for a rack.
Okay, but
bro,
hold on. But here,
I'll take that super bus.
I was talking about this with my friend who used to work in the airlines, and she was saying, and it made a lot of sense. She was like, "Well, fuck that, because that person probably paid the same amount, that $1,500, most likely for that first class. So why? Because you're an athlete." I have to be like, oh, well.
Not even an athlete.
Not even that. He offered you $1,500 cash.
If I walk outside and offer you $3,000 for your car, you're not going to take it?
What I'm saying is that person who's sitting in that first class most likely had paid that same $1,500. So why would I take a $1,500 because it's Cam Newton? You get what I'm saying?
No,
but you're not moving. You're not moving far. You're switching seats. Because airlines treat
black people like shit.
You're switching seats to a coach.
No, they're both in coach. He just wanted to sit in the window or the aisle seat to have more room.
Again, they probably paid the same amount. So why would I want to move my spot? Because
I think it's only a big
because
deal
I'm giving you 2 racks. Like,
$1,500.
Like, you're not.
What I'm saying is he probably still paid that same amount.
I mean, but
so what's that difference?
What I'm saying is they're in the same aisle.
If I have a bag of chips.
Everyone, not at once.
You know, or I'm in the bus. We're paying in the metro, right? I paid $1.75 to sit on the seat. You pay for $1.75 to sit on the seat. You not pregnant. You not disabled. But you sitting here telling me, oh, I'll give you $1.75 or I'll give you $2 to sit on the seat.
For the record, I hate when people do that to me on the bus.
I did the same damn thing. So why would I get up? Because you or Pete. That's what I'm.
That's not what he's doing though. He's giving you.
He didn't say hi. I'm Cam Newton.
Yeah, he wasn't like, hey, I'm Cam Newton. I'm in the NFL.
I know, $1,500 for the seat.
No, okay.
No, he was like, sir, I want to have more room because I'm 6'5", 260, and I don't want to sit in the middle seat. So will you just move one seat over?
He was trying to say
for $1,500.
Maybe Cam Newton didn't do that, but I feel like the media and everyone's
so
like
seats on a flight home.
Again, I feel like. I feel like people are using like, oh, well, why didn't you take that 50? Again, he's like what you guys are saying. He's probably an everyday person. So why the fuck I feel like I should give up my seat or because he's 6'5"? There's probably a bunch of other motherfuckers who's 6'5" in the same seat and they're not offering me $1,500 because you want some extra.
It was a
leg room.
10-hour flight, and one of the dude who recorded it,